Okay, there we go. I had to make sure that I hit it again. For some reason, it didn't want to stop again. I don't know what's going on. So, hi TNG, hi Ponus.
Hi, guys.
All right. Hi Fool's Journey. So today we are going to be talking, like you can see down below, about claircognizance. Claircognizance is all about clear knowing. And I feel like this is my strongest. Just because sometimes I don't understand how I know. But I trust my gut 9 times out of 10, and it never leads me astray when I actually listen to my gut.
Right.
Do you find the same?
Definitely, yes. I mean, I've had quite a few experiences when it comes to that. I definitely agree.
Hi, Regina. So, let's just get started. Because these don't need to be an hour long. These can be as long as we need them to be. We just have a habit of getting off track and talking about other stuff.
That we do.
But we know people's time is valuable. Hi, Soul Dreamer. Hi, Twitch. Oh, that's you. All right. So one of the signs is you're an intellectual, which just means, and we talked about this actually, about being right-brained and left-brained. If you are more left-brained, then you are more of a knowledge person. You are more methodical, and that is one of the signs. So being left-brained, which means you're more right side dominant. Your body's more right side dominant if you're left brain. Did you guys know that? Hi, Miss Wheats. All right. Hi, Maria. Just making sure I get everybody.
Hello,
so
guys.
Sorry. I'm too much of a quick talker, I think. I think I need to just slow down. Although in my videos, I'm like, but people probably think, oh my God, would she get on with it? It's because I'm always fumbling for my words. So, what was one of the signs that you had found for this, honey?
Dreams, that things come to you, or information in dreams, details or emotions, as well as downloads, which you had mentioned earlier, but I had found in certain articles that these are actually like symptoms, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Or it even mentions like deja vu, that you can find certain things within deja vu that give you like just a knowing or a feeling about something or a situation, or maybe even a person. I do remember one instance I wanted to share, kind of an example of that. Back about 6 years ago, I had a partner, and they were having an affair, and I had dreamt about them meeting at McDonald's and getting together, and that was actually the case. It had happened. So, and then I had that gut-wrenching feeling that I just knew, and
yes. Dreams are a huge part of it. And I've always been an extremely avid dreamer. Very active, I should say, but very vivid. Some people say, oh, you dream in black and white, or yours. Mine are definitely very colorful.
Same.
I always see colors in my dreams. But yeah, I've always been an avid. And I've said this before, kind of joking, but I drink a lot of water. And I don't stop myself. So I don't like cut myself off at a certain time of night or anything like that. So I drink all throughout the night. So that means I get up several times throughout the night. But every time I get up, it's like I'm waking up from another dream. So I could have and remember, 5 separate dreams in a night. Yeah. Now, the nights where I'm just like completely knocked out, I mean, like really deep sleeping, where you wake up in the morning and you're like super groggy, a lot of those, I don't remember dreams.
Wow.
What about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. Actually, going back to the black and white thing, I can only remember just one dream in my whole life that was black and white. The rest have all been in color. Um, I find that if I do wake up, I do remember the dreams better. And sometimes they'll even keep playing over. Like if I wake up and fall right back to sleep, that dream will still continue, but it may go into a different situation or scenario. So that's interesting to explore because I do feel like dreams are a big part of it and can tell us a lot.
I think so too. I think of us kind of like computers. Or
Yes.
why the Matrix resonated so much is because I could see that. I could
Yes.
see us all like connected to this mainframe, and depending on our programming or our blueprint, you know, what we were born into, our astrological chart, our numerology, right? All those things. That's our programming. So that's kind
I
of,
agree.
I can see all that.
Totally.
I am actually watching a new series on Netflix, and it is, gosh, what's the name of it? Behind Her Eyes.
Ooh.
And it is actually, I know you'll love this. It is actually a guy, he's married to a woman. The woman is up on a lot of the stuff that's going on because she's an astral traveler. She has figured out in her dreams how to depart from her body and go even in the middle of the day and watch what her husband is doing at work. And she's always got information on him. He's like, what the hell?
I love that. And what's interesting is I've done that before myself. And did you guys all see this was just this past week, where science has been studying people who lucid dream, meet extraterrestrials in their dream, or astral project in their dream. And they say that they found that a majority of people can do this. There are some who can't, but I feel like they could, if they spiritually tried or worked on that. But I think it's interesting that science is now even saying this is a thing, like this is real. We have studies, we have information. Also, what about being able to spot a bullshit or a lie?
Yes, that's another one of them. Yes. What did it say there? Let's see. Others can't lie to you. Similar to the last point, that you can see straight through a lie. You know instantly if someone is telling you the truth or not, regardless of their actions or if others believe them. This can lead to losing friends and acquaintances when they try to lie to you, hide something, or manipulate you. You may be left feeling that this gift is actually a curse, but it isn't true. Though through this gift, you are blessed to know who is true to you and who isn't. You are gifted with people. But see, I wonder if that goes back to, what if in our dream state we are doing like what you've talked about, dream walking, or astral traveling into other people's lives to see how they are when they're not with us.
Yeah,
right?
I believe many people do it and don't even realize when they're doing it. Yes.
Yes.
Also, what about getting messages out of the blue or an idea, and kind of that something extra helped you out with that?
Mm-hmm. With my jewelry, when I was making jewelry, I'm telling you, some people, I would go and I would watch how other artists would create their stuff. And they would talk about planning, the whole planning system and everything that they would do. They would draw it out first. Not me. I never did that. I could never do that. I just would I would open up all my beads and I would go, okay, I want that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I would lay everything that, like was calling to me, and then I would just start sewing. I never knew where it was going to go, but I was kind of like always led. This was what the piece was.
And they're beautiful.
And even naming them, down to even naming the pieces. So,
Wow.
yeah. I've always been a big dreamer. First dream I remember was someone close to me dying, and a week later they did. I was 12. Wow. See, I think we all really, truly have that ability.
Oh, yeah. It's almost like senses that science don't acknowledge, but yet we have. It's real to people.
Absolutely. I've had a dream once with a girlfriend. I had called her, and I've said this before on here. I called her and told her, wow, I just had a really weird dream that your family was trying to do like an intervention. And halfway as I was explaining it to her, she goes, you're not going to believe this. I got to let you go. And knocking on the door was her parents and brother and his wife and their kids who live a few states away, knocking on their door while as I'm telling her what I was dreaming about last night. She's like, oh my God. Yes. We're connected. And I think it happens more to the people that we are truly connected with.
Oh, yes. You have to have that link. Yeah.
Another one is somebody that loves to learn. Are you a kind of person that you just feel this need to learn more? And not just a need, but you enjoy it. You love learning like new facts about this or exploring this. And when it comes to learning, you actually can retain information pretty well, right? And have you ever been called like a know-it-all because you have so much information and somebody will say something and you've got information on it? Well, that's another sign of clairvoyance, believe it or not. Yes.
I've always been a big bookworm. Love learning. Yes. My grandma used to laugh at me and be like, you have an answer for everything, don't you?
Yes. I love astral projection. When I asked her projected, that's how I knew there was something besides this 3D world. That is what introduced me into the occult. Wow.
Awesome. The first time I ever astral projected, I'm not going to lie, I was scared. I thought I was dying. I heard like loud buzzing and I didn't expect that. And then I felt myself literally merging out of my body and I'm going in my head, no. And I'm trying to push myself from the wall back into my body. I was like, I'm not ready to go. And then I realized after that, oh, I was astraling.
Science has recently acknowledged that we have an extra sense of senses. Yeah.
Awesome.
You know what? To be honest with you, I think they have. This is the conspiracy part of my mind. I think they have for a long time because they were doing tests on like military tests way back in the day, like in the 60s and 70s with like hallucinogenic drugs. And like you hear about different colleges doing experiments down in the basement with like Clairaudience and Clair, they would put like two different booths together. They would sit one person in this booth and then set somebody in this booth. And
recently, I found some declassified information that they were actually studying people that did ceremonial or black magic as well. And I was like, now why would they be studying,
The latest psychic ability that I've had was I was looking for a cloth for my altar. I go so frustrated. I shouted, "Where is my cloth?" A voice said, "Look under." Got on my knees, and there it was. Yes. Well, you just had something kind of happen. I don't know if you told me about it. You heard a voice in something that you were doing. Did you want to leave that alone and see if people discover it?
I can talk about it. So I was recording the third audio to my third chapter to the book, and I was playing it back to edit it because I'd made a few mistakes, and I heard a voice, and it sounded like it was going, Cortney, but after listening to it louder and I like raised the volume, it was saying, "Come to me." And then further down in the recording, it said, "Now, now." And I was like, ooh, wow. Oh yeah, even with because there's another symptom here where it says like messages from your higher self. How many times do we get that? And like even when I'm writing and channeling these other beings, or you with your jewelry, I would say that could be a part of it because you just know things then.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Another one was you have excellent insight. So are you the kind of person that people come to when, they need somebody's perspective or
Right.
insight on a situation? Do people come to you for guidance?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
And
always
Danji said, men who stare at goats. Yes, I remember that movie. Yes.
I always go to like you and Chris when I need like another perspective because you guys, oh,
Yes.
strong.
Military tests with soldiers and Native Americans, long hair antennas versus short hair, and survival skills based on that.
Yeah.
I think that there was a couple of reasons for that. Also because their hair was like really important to them. But I mean, I do think that there's something to that as well, because how many times when you feel like there is something going on, do the hairs stick up, right?
Remember when
I'm like little antennas.
when I had that experience with you on the phone, I had thought that I might have been abducted because of a dream, and I had like something hard under my neck here, and Rachele and I were talking, and like I pressed on the hard area, and my hair rose. Like it was, it was like
Like one
okay.
of those troll dolls.
I look like that anyway when I wake up.
And of course, at the time, we were talking about alien and alien
Yeah.
abductions, and then putting like transmitters in the body and stuff.
Yep.
Yes. Even strangers come to me for advice, yet most don't take it. And then when everything goes awry, they blame me. Typical, right? Yes.
People for you. Hi, Jezebel.
Yeah. Hi, Jezebel. I would say to my husband when it came to my daughter, you'd think that I would get smart and give her the opposite advice so that she would do what I really wanted her to do, because whatever I told her to do advice wise, she always did just the opposite. Like despite me. So
Sounds like my son.
yeah, it is going. I've been awake for a long time. I think I woke up at 3 something this morning, and that's when I started watching that series, Behind Her Eyes. And she was teaching techniques too. This is something that I also seen in the movie Evil, or the show Evil, which is about a priest who is kind of like an exorcist, and this woman that is a psychiatrist, and she's coming along as they're doing like exorcisms and stuff like that. She's deciding whether or not this is something that's paranormal or what have you. But there was like this demon that kept on showing up in her dreams. So she was trying to think of ways in order to, that she does on a normal basis, a regular basis, that she did not do in her dream. And when she didn't do it in her dream, that's when she realized that she was dreaming. So it then became lucid. So then she could take control of whatever was happening. And that's what this show was about.
Ooh.
And it was like, what they were saying was counting your fingers, do that like once every hour, go through and, count all your fingers and pinch yourself once an hour. And if you do this regularly, and also then envision a door. Oh, sorry. So when you envision the door, if you realize you're dreaming, then you go through that door and it can take you to wherever you want your dream to go. I was like, oh my God. And that's when the astral traveling came in. It's like, that's so freaking cool. Yeah. Let me mute myself.
Hello, lady. So what about predicting a situation, or you can see the outcome of certain scenarios, and they usually end up being right? Or even with people, you meet them and you just know if you're going to get along with them or not.
Yes. Yes. Do you finish people's sentences all the time?
Chris,
Yes. Yeah.
he reads my mind.
Yeah.
Literally.
My daughter, she jokes with me because there's many times that I will like not finish my sentences, but it's because it's almost like, because when my husband and I talk, we don't even have to finish each other's sentences. It's like this like half language. My daughter will sit there and go, finish your statement. And we're like, yeah. We're like talking back and forth, but not actually finishing what we're saying.
I love
Just like twins. But when you spend that much time with somebody, you get that. You do. Has anyone ever had a dream that seems psychic in nature, and then when you wake up, it seems like the room is filled with spirits? This happened to me last week, and it was as if I had invited everyone over. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or like what you said, Cortney, with the dreaming where it just doesn't stop. You might wake up and then you go back to sleep and it's the same thing. It's almost like pounding it in your head.
Yeah. I've even like pulled others into my dream, which I recommend for people that are working on astraling and stuff, to pair up with a buddy and agree to meet somewhere and keep at it. You'll eventually be successful. And then once you are, it'll like occur to you and you'll be like, that's how I did it.
That's right. When you walk into a room and know someone was fighting moments before.
Yeah.
Yes. See, this is something I was telling Cortney before we started. I do think that claircognizance is like pretty much many of the different psychic abilities all coming together. Whoops, I'm sorry. I keep on hitting that. Let me move it away a little bit. But coming together because you have like hearing your own voice. Like you'll get like guidance, but it's like in your own voice. Like you're someone that talks to themselves a lot, right? You're like, oh, well, that's not on the up and up, or I know what she's thinking, right? That is like claircognizance. Or getting a download. We've talked about the ringing in the ears, right? Or like the vibrations and stuff like that. And then you just know. Or synchronicities. So like you and I will have a similar dream, or I will have a dream about something that you just watched a video on yesterday.
Right.
And then we compare notes and it's like, oh my gosh, you were thinking about what I was watching and vice versa. It happens in our chats all the time.
Constant.
So,
yep.
Yeah. Excuse me. And here we go talking and I'm getting the dry throat again.
And Chris amazes me with it. Like I know he's like a seer, but I feel like this ability with him, and I talk about it because it is so strong that he has literally called out so many situations in the time span of us being together exactly to the T and how it would end. And it's never wrong, even though I question things and I'm going, nah, it's never wrong. Like it will, it's uncanny. So.
Yes, exactly. And that's something I was thinking about also. She says, as a Pisces, it's unavoidable that I pick up on the more subtle energies and tensions surrounding me. I look at even like Pisces, kind of like claircognizance, because Pisces is like the last house. They are gathering like a little bit, it seems like, of many of the other ones, but they are like the major psychics of, the zodiac.
Right.
So claircognizance, I see that as a culmination of this one and this one and this one and this one, all kind of like coming together.
Yeah.
So
I've been in rooms and I could tell people were talking about me, like, or not rooms, but at work. And like I walk up and I just, and I've even called them out and been like, so what was that?
exactly. Exactly. Or what's going on?
Yep.
I find it hard to distinguish between clairsentience and claircognizance. I usually have a feeling first, and then I will mostly know what it is about. For me, they work together. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You'll hear the ringing in the ear, and then you go, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yes. Makes sense. My claircognizance ability is rarely alone. It is usually followed by visions. Oh, see?
Yeah.
Hi, sweetie. All of them mixed together to make one giant clear. Exactly.
They
Yes.
call them the sisters, don't they?
I don't know. I mean, that would make sense. What is up with the 144? Because the 144 has been definitely coming into my existence. I'm working on a couple of decks right now. Well, a few decks, but 2 of them are going to have 144 cards in them each.
In Vedic, I'm a Pisces rising. But in Western, I'm an Aries rising.
Pisces moon. Oh my goodness gracious.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, that's what the moon is all about anyways, is all of that unknown and psychic, all the hidden stuff that we absorb, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm Scorpio moon and sun, but Chris is Scorpio moon and rising. So yeah.
And Western, I'm a Cancer moon, which is similar, but not quite. Pisces, they are just like definitely, I would think the most psychic, just because, but.
It's said in my research that they are.
I'm interested about that 144.
Yeah, because I am too.
I have my moon in Cancer. Yeah. I'm Scorpion moon as well. Yeah. Yes. So another question is, do you spend more time thinking than you do anything else? Is there always, it's like you can't shut your mind down sometimes, right?
Oh yeah.
That's another one.
That's
144 equals 9, the spiritual number. I always think of the 144,000 and there's 12 zodiacs, 12 disciples. 12 is a big number, and then 12 times 12.
Which converts to 3, which is one of the major occult numbers, and then 3, 6, 9, 12. You can see the correlations.
Yeah. Excuse me, my goodness. It happens every time I get on here. Yeah, sometimes we just know things and we don't understand how we know that information, right? That is claircognizance.
Even with family, have you ever gotten like a gut feeling something was off and you call your family and they tell you like some sort of news? I've had that as well.
Oh, yeah. Or like, somebody's going to call right before they call, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that could be a couple of them. A couple of different clairs. Yep, the line, you can't, the downloading.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, you know what someone is going to say before they say it. I find myself even when I'm watching like shows on TV, I'm always like saying, I'm like saying out what I think they're going to say next, and they always say it.
What about going to sleep unsure about something, but waking up with a knowing of what you have to do in that situation?
Yeah. Yes. So let's see. Let's see if there was anything else. I'm going through some of these other signs. Yep, strong gut feelings. Like for instance, let's say a plane ride, and you just knew you did not want to go on that plane ride. You don't understand why, you just did not feel right, and then you hear that the plane crashed or something like that. Or let's say you didn't want to take a certain road. You didn't, so you took a detour that day. You just felt like taking a detour, and then come to find out there was an accident on the normal path that you take. Stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You can definitely sense the energy of other people. You can easily find the solutions to things. Claircognizant. You just like understand. It's like, for instance, tests. My mom, she's like really good at math, but she doesn't understand how she's like good at it. More or less, you could put a problem in front of her, and she can figure it out, but she doesn't know how she figured it out. And the answers are usually correct.
Same
But if
with
she were to sit down and go like that, she doesn't.
That's my sons, and they have no clue, and I have no clue, and they get in trouble for that at school, because they have to show their work, but their answers are always right. So I'm like, I don't really think that that's right that they do that, but yeah, that's interesting, because I'm horrible at math, but they just know it.
Like yesterday, let's see. God, yes, my brain never shuts off. Hard to sleep with a never-ending mind. Yes. 9 is a number of spiritual harvest. 9 is outside of the Fibonacci sequence. I don't think I've heard of that one. 421991, Aries, Sun, Scorpio, Moon, Sag, Rising. Hi, by the way.
Yeah. Hello. Till dawn. I like that.
Yeah. My whole family has a history of knowing when bad things are happening, you know. I was cleaning out my minivan, came across the picture of my husband's cousin, haven't seen them in years. A week later, she died. She was 22. Wow. Wow. Do you remember, Cortney? This must have been maybe about 6 weeks ago. Maybe not quite 6 weeks ago. And I had a feeling that something that I was dreaming about was about my ex before I was with my husband.
Right.
And after researching, I found out that he had passed away.
Yeah, I do
remember. He had passed away. And that was weird, though, that he had passed away like 15 years ago? Something like that. But something made me, I don't know, like a message of forgiveness or something, because it was a rough relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. Wow.
The phases of the moon, especially full moon and new moon, really keep me awake. You know what? The full moon, I sleep like a damn baby at the full moon. The new moon, not as much, but the full moon, I don't know. That's weird. You know, they say sometimes people's energies are up really high, not mine. I'm like, I just want to sleep.
I was born under the dark moon.
Oh, I was born in, I don't remember. It was either waning or waxing.
When I updated mine with my time, yeah, it switched it, and I was born under a dark moon, which I was like, ooh, Lilith.
Wow.
Hecate.
Hi, Leanne. I told myself the next time something like that happens and I come across something that puts them in mind, I'm going to call them. Yes. Yeah, I don't think those are coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences.
Right. Everything has a purpose, even if we don't understand why.
Yeah. And that's why the synchronicities come in. I mean, I can't tell you how often every day it's like I see 222, 333, 1111, 444, 555. It's like all the time. Now my husband is starting to see it. And he's always like, yeah, whatever. Now he's like, it's an 1111. I'm like,
Same
see, you're seeing it.
Same with Chris, because you know him. He was always like, nah. Now he's like, oh, 1111. Oh, 1212 today.
I think we're rubbing off on people. What do you think? Yeah. Like yesterday, I kept checking the birth time for a reading, did the reading, and turns out my client mistyped the time. Oh my goodness gracious. Oops. All right, you guys moved up.
I did.
I see 3, 11, and 12. I've been seeing 12, 12 a lot. I had that. I had tickets to David Bowie concert and I
Ooh.
could not go. Oh my goodness gracious.
You remind me of the babe with the power.
I couldn't even get rid of the tickets. Something wrong. Oh no.
Oh, I'd be so sad. I
22,
still
ouch.
sing the dance, magic dance, jump, magic jump.
111 and 1111. Yeah.
That one's been huge lately. Like
the 111 too.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I'm even seeing it. Like, I'll look at the timer to see how long we've been on, even on this, and I'm getting the double numbers.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like in everything. Might be because you're Cancer Moon, Rachele. Yeah, could be. I'm sleeping right now. Oh, well, I'm not really here. Yeah. Oh, we're going to be starting a hashtag tomorrow. Yeah. Are we doing it tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah.
Doing it.
We're doing it.
So
I think
join.
you guys will enjoy it. Yeah.
It'll be fun.
I get information just once. What about the numbers 424? Yeah, I don't really get those.
Chris always gets
screenshots of divine.
Sorry, honey.
No.
I
What
was
were you
just
gonna
saying, he always gets 1916. Always. Like,
There's definitely something significant. I think that's past life stuff.
so do I.
I take screenshots of divine synchronicity numbers all day and all night. I look at the pattern, then delete them and start over next day.
Wow.
Yeah. I just acknowledge it now because I have been getting them ever since I watched The Secret over 15 years ago. I've been getting them no matter what it was, whether I'm listening to the radio or license plates in front of me or, like prices, gas prices. I mean, just everything, but it's namely the digital clock, because that's what I look at the most. But yeah, so now I'm just like, yeah, okay, I know I'm on my right path. Yep. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. Next, but I do pay attention to whatever thoughts are going through my mind now. I didn't used to. I do now. Like if I'm doing something in particular or researching something and that number comes up, or if I'm having a conversation with somebody about something and that number comes up, I take note of it because it has something to do with that particular topic. So
I agree. Definitely.
Lottery numbers, LOL. I cannot resonate with the secret frequency. My brain won't let me. Yeah. Well, next week we're going to be talking about ways that we can strengthen our claircognizance. And I think that a lot of it has to do with remembering our dreams and connecting. Oh, yeah. Like what you just said about people that are lucid dreamers, they remember having contact with like extraterrestrials and or spirit guides, whatever. Maybe they're accessing Akashic records, or they're just having a conversation that they remember with a past loved one or with their higher self, whatever. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So another thing that we are going to be doing, and I've talked about this a little bit, but Cortney and I, after the series is over, we are going to be starting a series on dreaming because yes, she is a massive dreamer. I am a massive dreamer. And for me, that has been like my psychic connection to everything throughout my life has always been the dreams.
Yeah.
Digging deeper or having answers or leading me in certain directions or putting things in my mind. It's always been the dreaming.
Yeah.
So
I say that I live in two realities, my dream world and then here, like, because once you're lucid and, experience dreams like you and I do, it becomes like another world.
Yeah. So, I just seen 4040. So, next week we're going to be talking about ways that we can strengthen that. But I think honestly, strengthening that, like everything else that we've talked about, comes from a trust, but also learning how to access certain things that we would maybe normally forget, like doing a dream journal and having certain things that we can access. Like, well, we'll get into that anyways. But I want to say thank you. I love the dream time, kind of more important than waking life for me. Yeah, I agree. I practice my sidekick ability from time to time. My husband holds an oracle card. I just tell him what I see in my mind's eye. Oh, see, that is excellent.
Yes. I do that. I'm starting to do that with telepathy. I'm trying to establish that.
Yes. I rarely remember my dreams, but when I do, they are cracked out. Yes. I get information just by conversating with people. Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, one of the things that you were talking about after your experience with Lucifer, you could actually see, I mean, he like tuned you into this where you could see people's frequencies and how frequencies came into each other's, right?
Yeah, and into objects and to everything. Like I could visibly see them.
Exactly. And why do you think he gave you that ability? So that you could see how energy actually, how we can, let's say, for instance, you just held this cup and then I'm holding the cup. Or if we're standing next to each other, we're getting data from each other just from our energy fields.
Constant.
Right?
Yep.
We are like this. We all are, all of us that are in here with each other. Our energies are intermingling with each other.
Yes.
So, yeah. Definitely psychometry. Yes. Whoops. Me too. Yes, the frequency flows during conversations, and then I see the colors associated with the words or tastes or smells. Yeah. I can dream, wake up, and go back into the same dream. I can do that too. I have, definitely. Or similar. It stays in the similar theme. Awesome. I've been trying to work with Zener cards, but I always seem to be 1 or 2 cards ahead. Exactly. That was happening to me. And I think I told you guys that. At first I was like, well, man, I'm not getting any of these. What the hell? And then I started recognizing that I was like 2 or 3 ahead, and they were exactly right, 2 or 3 ahead. But it's like playing a chess game. When you're playing chess, if you're a really good chess player, you're not thinking of the next move. You're thinking of several moves ahead, right? That's how I play. You automatically think about how that person is going to respond to every action, and then what your next one is going to be in your next one. Yeah, that's what makes it so fun, is the strategy, right?
Oh, I love strategy.
That's another sign of it. Like playing like mind games, right? Strategy games. Yeah. Yes.
It's all
word searches. Yes. And mazes. All that. Yes. Are you a puzzle person?
Yeah.
Claircognizant. Putting things together.
Yeah, most of the video games that I play are like surrounding uncovering things through puzzles and solving and strategy based.
Yeah. See, that's where I want to really, that's where I'm talking about. This is, if we remember these things more readily, because I don't remember a lot of astral. I remember dreams. And I've remembered like come crashing back into my body, almost like the feeling that you're falling and you jerk really fast.
You astral then.
Right. That has happened to me several times, but the actual remembering it, I don't remember. Yeah. So
now when I dream walk,
I want to increase.
I don't remember. So I wonder if that might be because when I dream walk, that's when I am almost always like slammed back into my body. Which can happen with astraling as well. But I find that with astral, sometimes I don't even realize I did until I wake up and go, oh, that was an astral. But with dream walking, I'm almost always coming up from the bed into my body like quickly, or I'm coming down quickly and like jolting awake.
Wow. And I see that was the thing for me with the paralysis, sleep paralysis. That was something that I also had a lot of as a kid. So did my sister. We both had. I mean, my sister's earliest remember is that or memory is that of her happening when she was really little. Sorry, but I wonder if that's also waking up. You're catching like your body, according to like Sylvia Brown. You are catching like your spirit or what have you, moving back into your physical body, the anchor, right?
Yep.
And that's why you're kind of like paralyzed for a little bit. And that's also why it feels like there's pressure, because your soul or light body, whatever, is being anchored back down into the physical.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So after I knew that, I wasn't as afraid after that. I would let it happen, and then it was not scary anymore. And then I stopped remembering them altogether. Last one I had, gosh, was maybe 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what's interesting is now I can identify my astraling experiences, but when it comes to dream walking, I don't remember after I fall asleep getting there. I usually set the intent while falling asleep, but it's like blank and then bam, I'm there in their mind, their world.
Yeah.
So
Tandy says, I was 5 or 6 when I first saw a color glob, when I heard my mother say bad word, and I didn't know what it was, but I saw the colors for it. Interesting. Wowza. Pattern thinking.
Oh, Tomb Raider. Yes. I love them.
Well, you know what? Something I loved. My husband just did this thing on Facebook, and he was talking about generation, whatever generation we are. And we were the lucky ones because we were born in the 70s, but we really, really grew up in the 80s, right? Because I was like 10 years old in 81. So from 81, those were all the, really cool years of the first computers and the arcade games. And the reason I say that is because the arcade games that we played then was like Galaga and Pac-Man and Donkey Kong. They were all like the puzzle games, right? Yeah, and like the moving in and out of mazes and stuff like that. And that's the kind of stuff I still like. Yep. Other than the strategy games, the world domination stuff.
Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, and Silent Hill will always forever be my faves because it's a story along with strategy and puzzle. Like you have to use items a certain way. If not, you're screwed. You got to solve mysteries and puzzles and such to get into doors, and I just love it.
We had just talked about Dawn yesterday was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago, Saturday, because we do this series over on Cortney's channel. It's Angels and Demons, and the angel and demon that we were dealing with, that we're talking about, also manipulates electricity. But yeah, have you ever had this thing where you walk into a room or you turn on a light, and it happened so frequently that you would blow the lights?
I was angry. There was a time I was angry, and I like lashed out, and literally one of my chairs moved and the light bulb blew.
Yeah. I believe that. Let's see. It goes so fast. You get nothing, and then bam. Games and video games. Yes. I'm seeing a lot of spiritual energy moving around lately, more than usual. Oh my gosh, me too. Yes. I mean, more so than ever before, other than when I was a little kid. But that was like suppressed in me, that's, don't mess with that kind of, you know what I mean. But now more than ever, it's been happening again. I'm seeing shadows and orbs and lights, like stars. I've been seeing and hearing like the electricity in the air, the buzzing, you know, and seeing sparks and like little coilies. Do you ever see the little coilies in the air?
Yeah.
Like pixels.
When we were having that energy happening here last week, it was like a bright light just shot into a beam like a star almost in the kitchen, lit up the kitchen and then disappeared. And I was like, whoa.
And you all seen it.
Yeah,
You,
my
Chris, and
kids too. Oh, yeah. And then the computer turns on by itself after he just shut it down. And I'm telling him, and he couldn't come up with an excuse because, you know, he's skeptical. And he was just like, whoa. And my boys are like, whoa, spirits, what's up? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you are such a Gen Z.
They are their mother's children. Okay.
They are.
You're like,
They
hey,
are.
how you doing? Come take a seat. Let's talk. You know, would you like cream in your coffee? You know?
My oldest is like, oh, I like Belial's card. And I'm like, you chill.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
Yes, I feel so. We were wasn't it us talking about that the other day?
The sleepwalking, yes. But you know what's funny about that too? The series that I'm watching, Behind Her Eyes on Netflix, a couple of them suffered from the sleepwalking. And that's why they started doing the exercises to know when they were dreaming, because it could be very dangerous as a sleepwalker. You could get yourself into a lot of problems, you know, I mean, so that's why they started it. And because they had night terrors. So that's why they started using certain types of techniques that we're going to be talking about next week that we can do in order to recognize when we are awake and when we're sleeping, so that when we don't do those things in our sleeping, it like it's like a light bulb moment. You go, the realization, I'm dreaming. And then once you know you're dreaming, it becomes lucid and you take over.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, lady, especially when it's happening in the world. It's kicking up a lot of energy. Yeah. I don't know what the word was as a child, but I know it now. Yeah. Pac-Man. See, I'm like running behind. Yes, I love Pac-Man. I still love Pac-Man.
So do I.
The 80s were awesome. They were the first for everything. My husband and I were talking about that. You know, like, I'm sorry, my shirt keeps like going back. Like the boom boxes. We were the ones known for having the big boom boxes, carrying them around on break dancing and the big hair. Oh my gosh, my hair was so big. You think it's big now? It was so big that I had to like walk sideways through. I'm just joking, but it was big. Okay.
I loved it. I love the 80s era because that's like when people really just started flourishing and being a bit rebellious. I mean, that probably happened like in the 60s and 70s too. They kind of opened it, but the 80s was just an era like no other.
Oh my gosh.
And the music.
The hairstyles in the 80s. Oh, yes, the music. Oh my gosh. And the different kinds of music that came out at that time. And the weird, like, flock of seagulls, like big hair and mohawks. And
love it. Love it.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Pat Benatar, Cyndi Lauper.
Yes. Yeah. Run DMC. Remember all that? And or was that more? Yeah, no, that was the 80s. That was the 80s.
I think
Walk This Way. Yes. Oh, Tetris. I still play Tetris.
Oh, yeah.
I still play Tetris. Oh, my goodness. There went all the way back up again. All right. Yeah, I love Tetris. And the ones with the blocks, the wood blocks that come down, you have to put them in place. On my phone, I play that. Yeah.
I like the room escapes games.
Yes.
Oh, Jen.
That's why I resonate with the show Stranger Things. Yes, I love that show.
Ooh.
Final Doom and Sonic.
I'm a huge gamer as well. Like, yes.
I remember my husband would come home and we were playing Super Mario World on the Nintendo system, I think it was. He would come home every day after I had been playing it all day. This was when the kids were little. After I had been playing it all day, he'd have to catch up, and we were like going back and forth. Super Mario World. I think we got through that I mean, maybe that was Nintendo 64. I don't know. But yes, my husband remembers well, I do too, but the Atari
Oh,
2600.
I had one. Yeah.
We didn't have one, but I had a cousin that had one. We ended up waiting a couple of years just because of money and stuff. And the first system we had was ColecoVision and Donkey Kong.
I think
I
my
love Donkey Kong.
first game system was, we had Sega, we had the Nintendo, and then the Super Nintendo. And then when PlayStation came out, oh, it was just my life.
Do you see how every single time we always get way off topic?
I do.
I love it. I love it.
I do have a gaming playlist on my YouTube channel, and I have Twitch Gaming. If you're interested, I am going to be doing Silent Hill and the original Tomb Raider soon, just so you know.
Very cool. Yes. Love, love, love Stranger Things. That was so good.
I got to watch it. My kids keep telling me, Mom, you have to watch it, Stranger Things. And I'm like, I'm weird. I don't know.
Oh, it was really good. It was really good. But the music and the hair and the vehicles, yeah, definitely. And the jeans, the real tall jeans.
I love it.
And the acid wash, all that.
Valley Girl is a comment if you know that movie. Valley Girl will forever be like one of my all-time favorite movies. 80s movies, especially 80s horror. Yes.
Oh, gosh, yes. I mean, like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Slumber Party
Halloween.
Massacre.
Oh, Slumber Party Massacre.
Jason.
How about this? Totally Tubular Man. Do you remember like yes. You know what I'm also loving? Karate Kid, that franchise. And now that's a series. It's a series now. Yeah,
am I doing it right?
And the mall. I remember when the malls were so busy. Now they're just like dying. We went to a mall here yesterday because my daughter wanted us to go to FAO or I don't know, something like that. There's a lot of vinyl pops because yesterday was my hubby's birthday, 50th birthday. So she said there's a bunch of them there. So we went and it was just dead. And they're closing down next year. It was just dead.
Wow. Yeah, when I was a teenager, I mean, we would go on the weekends and hang out in the food courts and go to Hot Topic and Spencer's.
Oh, yeah.
Good old days.
We did go to Hot Topics, too. We were looking because my husband got one of the pops. He got the Dumb and Dumber. He got, which one is it? The one that's played by Jim Carrey in the tux. Do you remember when they both go to the thing and they're wearing the tux and the top hats?
Yeah. I
look at those Hooters.
always loved Hot Topic and Spencer's. They went a bit more mainstream nowadays, I think. But back when I was a teenager, we had Happy Bunny. We had Trip, Caffeine, like other brands that are just different with the chains and all and the plaid. Yeah, that was me. If you heard chains jingling, Cortney was coming.
I always have sleep paralysis when I ask for travel.
Yep. Yep. Because your body, the idea is to remain consciously aware while your body and brain waves slip into a certain state and reaching that theta gamma, which is the brain waves that they found Buddhists reach when they meditate.
See, we're like running really behind. Yep. I also see the sparks of light. Yes. My daughter had night terrors till she was 12 and never slept much because of her. Yeah, my son did. I'm telling you, we have not, as parents, we have not really had our bed that was just ours. Because after my son, then my daughter, and then the animals, Sully sleeps right between us. We're talking about getting another dog, and my husband's like, "But what will we do? We can't just tell Sully he's got to get down, and we can't do another animal in the bed."
Oh, Jezebel, yes. I'm still very gothy, but that's funny. That's neat. I'm still gothy most of the time. It's just locked down, you know.
All the hairspray. Aquanet. Yeah. And the bands, the concerts. I went and seen Whitesnake and Cinderella and Bon Jovi and Rat and Poison and oh yeah.
I would have loved it. I was too young. I was born in 87, but I grew up with a lot of like my mom and dad's their 80s stuff rubbed off on me.
Make sure you watch this later. If beauty YouTubers existed in 1987, I'm going to have to definitely check that out.
Was that a synchronicity? I just said I was born that year. The way my mom did my hair was so cringe because it was like a flip back.
The higher the hair, the closer to God. I must have been really close because my hair was like over here, and I would like rat it with the Aquanet. Oh my God. One night in my living room over the couch, there was a spirit of white mist floating in the dark. You know?
Oh, love punk. Yes.
Yes.
Well, you might be interested in, I believe I was Nancy Spungen in my last life. If Jezebel, if you're into like punk and stuff, yes.
Oh, yes, you're probably right. I think the reason why the energy is so high right now is because there are so many deaths due to, you know, the veil has gotten very thin. Yeah.
Oh, Leanne.
Hi, Jen.
Slasher.
First 10 seconds. Oh, yeah. I've definitely got to go back and watch that. Super Mario Brothers and Adventures of Link. I don't think I've seen that one. The food court was the center of existence. Yeah, my husband asked yesterday because we were going to go and see if we could get some lunch there in the food court, but that's even all closed now. They don't have anything open. Yeah, because of what's going on, I think. But
wow.
All right. I remember when I was in grade 8 and I told everyone in the future people would pay with their thumbprints and cards and shop from home. No one talked to me for the rest of the year. Oh, Tangy. You've always just been too ahead of your time, honey. I'm definitely listening. Okay, just saying. Neglect Slasher Horror Waves. So good. Oh, wow. So many witches had a goth youth. I really didn't.
I'm still gothic punk slash punk. Like it was always goth slash punk for me, whatever I was feeling for the day, you know.
I'm like more goth now than what I ever was then. Yeah. I just remember having my jean jacket, my big ass ratted hair, and I had like pins, like you know, Bon Jovi and patches and all that. Oh, and my gosh.
I had even started collecting like bottle caps and put a whole outfit together on that. Like just I was out there. Okay, I was the celebrity of high school. Everyone wanted to see the next day just for what I was wearing or doing.
I gotta tell you, the jean jacket that I had, I look back now and I just kind of cringe. But do you remember in Dumb and Dumber, the actual coat that he had with all the fringes? Oh, I had one. Oh my gosh, that is like embarrassing. The big hair and the fringe. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Energy, sharing space, or dancing at the clubs. Oh yes. Love the season goths. I was more of a punk still and just clean. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. I can't keep up.
Yes, Leanne, I was Nancy. I'm just trying to answer some of them for you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
um,
take over for a bit, please.
Sure. Yes, I was Nancy. Where did we leave off? So we're getting close here. Okay, yes. And hello, witchy woman. Love it. Ooh, so you died. I love hearing people's past life, but that's tragic. And maybe I'll do a whole video about that. Heinz,
I love that, Tangy.
love it.
Fairy forest in the bedroom.
The hidden emo. I was in love with Green Day. Oh, Green Day.
I love
Yes.
Green Day.
And like the Clash, Rock the Casbah. Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah.
I love that song, You Spin Me Right
You
Round,
spin
Baby.
me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round. The way
Yes.
he danced in that video in his hair, like I still watch it today and I laugh.
Every time I hear that song, I think of The Wedding Singer. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Wedding Singer?
I think so. That was a movie.
Drew
right?
Barrymore and Adam
Okay.
Sandler. I love that movie. Yeah.
Have an old cemetery from the gold mining days in Nevada. Pics of me laying on the grave dressed like a vampire. I love that. Love that.
All right. I think we have gotten to the end.
Well, yes. Thank you guys so much for this interesting conversation. It always does end up interesting, right?
Yes.
We love it, and we love interacting with you guys. And thank you for coming and joining us. And we love you all very much. And we shall see you soon.
Have a good one, guys.